Hey guys, I hope everyone had a great fall break. We did. We actually moved during fall break, which was crazy. But we are happy that everyone is back at school this week. I will be back next week in class, live in person, but this week you get another video. So we have 4 lessons and 1 subchapter worksheet. So the subchapter worksheet is actually your homework for Monday. I made copies, and as soon as this video is over, y'all can get started on it and hopefully finish before class is over today. So I'm going to talk you through, take some notes on the 4 lessons at the end of next week, and then you can get started on that subchapter. And my face froze in a very weird way. Okay. There we go. That should, my face should be gone. Okay, so the first lesson is 3.2.1, which is estimating fractions, sums, and differences. So when we estimate, we just get round to the nearest. In this case, we're going to round to the nearest 0, half, or 1. So if I have 4/5 plus 7/8, no. That's a lie. I want to do 3/8. Okay, 4/5 plus 3/8. Okay, what is 4/5 closest to? 0, half, or 1? Hopefully you said 1. What is 3/8 closest to? 0, 1/2, or 1? 1/2. So the answer is 1.5 or 3/2. Okay, so you're just estimating to the closest one of these, or rounding to the closest one, and then adding and subtracting. Okay. There are literally 6 questions on that first assignment. It should take you 5 minutes or less. Okay? That is super easy. Or quick. And if it's not, then no problem. Take a little extra time, but you'll get it. Okay, the next one is multiplying fractions. So 3.2.2 is about multiplying fractions. Okay, so there's a little song that says, multiplying fractions, that's no problem. Top times top and bottom times bottom. Dividing fractions, I'll tell you why. Flip the second and multiply. I'll sing it again. Okay, so multiply fractions, that's no problem. Top times top and bottom times bottom. Dividing fractions, I'll tell you why. Flip the second and multiply. Okay? So, when you multiply fractions, it's top times top and bottom times bottom. So, numerators times numerator, denominator times denominator. Numerator times numerator, denominator times denominator. Okay? When I'm dividing fractions, what's the opposite of multiplication? Yes, division. What's the opposite of 1/2? 2/1. What's the opposite of 2/5? 5/2. So if the opposite of division is multiplication, then I'm going to multiply by the opposite fraction, the inverse fraction. Okay, so I flip the second and then I multiply. So let's do another one. So if I have 3/8 times -7 tenths. Okay, so multiplying fractions, that's no problem. Top times top and bottom times bottom. And that might reduce. I don't think so. No, I don't think it's going to reduce because it's only divisible by 3 and 7. Okay, so numerator times numerator, denominator times denominator. Okay, that is 3.2.2. And then 3.2.3 is dividing, and that's where we flip the second and multiply. So if I was going to do this fraction, let's say it's 3/8 divided by -7 tenths. So that's the same as 3/8 times -10 sevenths. So I do opposite operation, or inverse operation, and inverse fraction. Okay, so an inverse fraction is flipping it. So what's the inverse of 1/3? Inverse is 3 over 1. You just switch them. Okay, then top times top, bottom times bottom would be negative 30 over 56, which could then be reduced down a ways. So I could divide them both in half. 15 over 28. I think that's all that they can be reduced down to. Okay, so one more time I will sing the song and do a problem. Last time. I don't sing very much, guys, just a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to do 2/3 times negative 4/5. Okay, here we go. Multiplying fractions, that's no problem. Top times top and bottom times bottom. Dividing fractions, I can tell you why. Flip the second and multiply. Okay, and then these would need to be reduced. The top one can't have anything happen, and the bottom one would be negative 5/6. Okay, so hopefully you sang that song with me. Let's sing it last time. Multiply fractions, that's no problem. Top times top and bottom times bottom. Everybody with me now. Dividing fractions, I can tell you why. Flip the second and multiply. Got it? Okay, so that is actually lesson 3.2.2 and 3.2.3. That's the dividing part. Okay, when it's mixed numbers, just change it to improper fractions. So when I have something like 5/6 divided by 3 1/3, 3 1/3. So I'm going to change this one. 3 times 3 is 9 plus 1. This is 10/3. So this would be 5 over 6. Flip the second and multiply. 15 over 60, which is 1/4. Okay. Great. Okay, last lesson is 3.2.4. This is quick. Adding and subtracting fractions. Okay, if they have a like common denominator, you do nothing other than just deal with top. So if I have 1/5, no, I'm going to do 4/5 minus 3/5. Okay, so think of these like pizzas. So I have 4 pieces of pizza left. I take away 3 pieces of this pizza. I'm going to have 1/5 of a pizza remaining. 4 minus 3 is 1. 5, 5, 5. None of those, the pizza is still divided into 5 pieces, so none of those change. Okay, so I have 4/5 of something. I take away 3/5. I have 1/5. Those are the easy kind of problems. Okay, the hard ones are 4/7 plus 1/3. In this case, we need a common denominator because I can't add 4/7 and 1/3 because these numbers, the denominators must be same. Okay, the denominator must be the same. Okay. So what's a common denominator for these two numbers? 3 and 7. Did you say 21? How many times does 7 go into 21? 3. 3 times 4 is 12. How many times does 3 go into 21? 7. 7 times 1 is 7. Okay, so then this is 19/21. Okay, so I want Ms. Clark to give y'all a few more examples of finding common denominator. So why don't y'all do a few more examples of finding common denominator, add and subtract. And then you're going to work on your subchapter that is for Monday. And if you work hard and hustle, you can get it done. And then you won't have to worry about it. So I will see you guys See you next week. Live in person. Okay? Have a great week. I'll see you guys soon.